Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the Masters Open qualifiers here for Paladins. My name is Rainday. This is Hi-Rez, pretty here. We're ready to get into set 3 of this set 4, basically 4 sets of the day, as we get into the kind of last part of this Masters qualifiers, Nick. And looking at the North American side of things, it's really up to Panda Global, who have the doubleheader now, to make a statement and to make it fast.
Gotta find a win here. They're going to be completely and totally out, and that's not the team you want to be with your back against the wall. Astral Authority, top of the board right now. 3 wins in all of their sets, 0 losses, looking to make it 4 and for sure clinch their spot in the Masters land.
Which is tough because you don't want to go against a hungry lion, right? I mean, they're just feeling, they're playing so well. They've got so many veterans, and they could smell land. You are the prey that all they have to do is tackle you and basically confirm that they will be attending. And so it is a very difficult spot for Panda Global to be in because they're on the other side too, saying, I need something to eat. If I can't smell land if I don't win this game. So everything comes down to this. Frog Isle banned, which I like from Panda Global, kind of mixing it up. Astral Authority take away Ice Mines, which could be like their worst scenario. Even D69 lost on that yesterday.
Yeah, so Frog Isle is momentum based. We talk about it smaller. And Astral Authority, the name of their game is momentum. They want to kill you quick. They want to end you in probably 8 to 10 minutes is their max game time. Fish Market is the selection though for game number 1. Astral Authority versus Panda Global.
Couple champions I like on Fish Market. I actually do like Ruckus on Fish Market. I like Makoa here. I like Barrett too. Pretty decent. I think Torvald will come out relatively high for Astral Authority. And so pretty much most of the tanks, I think, except for Nando, could be viable here. Some of the other champions that you could maybe see, depending on the lineups and how funky they want to get, is Kinessa. She's occasionally come out here. Shaolin, very, very strong champ, coming out here as well. So we do see the Ruckus Torvald taken by Astral Authority.
Yep, just looking to bully their way onto the point and take the game quickly here. Panda Global with the chance to respond. So their pick of the litter for healers, but supports have definitely fallen out of favor here pretty quickly with the nerf to Ying.
And this is key. You're looking at your own personal games as well, and looking at these, you gotta match the sustain that is on the point. Look and assume, maybe they don't go to the point, but you have to assume that they do. Can you, as just a solo Torvald, a solo Ruckus, or a solo Makoa, compete against what the other team is doing? And that's why these double frontliners are so important. When one team does it, you almost have to do it. Otherwise, you're putting yourself at a huge disadvantage.
And a Global maybe look to draft a Grover here just for the lockdown against the Buck. Astral Authority give them the opportunity to do so, and otherwise, they have to be careful picking any squishy backlines, any flankers, anything like Kinessa is going to be pressured out by this Buck. Cassie, fairly good matchup, can roll away from the heroic leap damage as well as disengage, kind of juggle Buck, kite him around. She's so good, kind of at doing that to the big slow targets.
She really is. The Cassie could be the big difference maker here. I'm just not that big of a fan of having to have a Grok in your lineup right now, and I don't know. I think that could be the thing that maybe haunts them, or it could be successful. We may even see a totemic ward. Like, we may see something different with this lineup. I'm hoping these teams messing and mixing things up, and we'll see. That definitely was the value of Eager last game.
Yeah, on paper though, I do like Astral Authority's draft a little bit more. Lifelike for Smidgen's Ying, Z1 taking the exaction dodge roll Cassie. Maelstrom for Tooney's Grok. Despite how spread out I think Astral Authority is going to be with this composition. Pluck for Cacanuck's Makoa. tinyFetus taking Barrack Mortified.
Kusqt here running Bounce House Buck. Do 2 leaps on the charge. Fusillade Drogos for Evulli. You got to watch out for him. WarDoom running Field Study for Torvald. Catalyst for Pip on doesupz. And Aerial Advance for Ruckus. Aerial Assault, which is actually a great pickup on this map. You need to be able to I think, maneuver a little bit more on Fish Market because you have the upper ledges that you really want to be able to get to. So now he'll be able to actually accelerate up into the air if he so wishes, making for some hot plays. Bodies riding in on the unicorn.
Looking for the aggression. Sticking to the high ground most. Panda Global is going to drop off. It's just WarDoom all by himself. You kind of do this when the records aren't quite online just yet. Here comes the barricade, though. He's going to try and hold down the front line for Panda Global, continuing his assault drop bodies. He's receiving a lot of damage here from this Torvald. That's probably going to be where most of these bubbles are landing. You can see him just pumping damage into Z1 Unknown, but the sustain from Ying is good.
Body bodies, just great aim, keeping it level, even aiming for the head, and he's getting a lot of extra value on this constantly firing Ruckus. And with the boost coming from Torvald onto Ruckus, he's so powerful. The thing that Astral Authority is going to have, I think, better in a lot of scenarios, they're going to have better zone, because the only one to really zone in that on Panda Global is going to be Cassie, maybe the Grok, maybe the Makoa, but I really think that you have a Pip with Explosive Flash, you have a Drogos with the Fire Spit, you have a Buck who can jump in and jump out, and the Ruckus who can fire from range and do damage still. This zone is going to be crazy once they actually win the point.
Triple kill for Evulli in that team fight as well, while he had a tank parked on the point the whole time. So Astral Authority just need to find that one single victory in the team fight, and they are able to take the first point. Makoa does get the hook off of the map, but there's big damage coming out. The Fire Spit salvo. Oh, the direct Fire Spit into the rocket's going to be good. Cacanuck is going to fall, is going to be hit by one of the hardest hitting rockets in Paladins. Dragon Punch is charged up, ready to go. So you want to know, wanting to chase this Buck down perhaps. Gonna let it go and elect just to back up and stay safe with his team.
They've done what they need to do, zone for now. And Tooney starts to get this 5 streak rolling as the Maelstrom potential comes forward. Astral Traveler for him, pops the totem, so he will heal back up. Not getting a lot of the focus now, and he's able to find bodies after the Hexafire, but doesupz is hot on his tail, wants to take down Tooney, and with Evulli backing him up in the process, he actually trusts that it will get gone. Look at the long range from Evulli. The shield stops that one, but with record 2, the shield will now get dropped, and it is the Predator coming after the prey here. Barrick and Tooney just staying alive, trying to do their best to stop this push.
Primes the salvo, just needs to get out of combat and heal up for now. Trying to soften a couple of targets up here is the Ruckus, but the Shock Pulse pressure is, you know, punishing this clumping from Astral Authority. With Buck heading straight into the back line, but Wisely likes to get out, flips the shock up, but gets punished for it immediately. Nothing off the back of that Buck, while Fire Spit's gonna miss as well, and Astral Authority are on the back foot.
You see it there. Evulli missed the Fire Spit because right when Buck dies, it's almost a signal that we can't push now. We have to back up. He almost knew that we need to just rotate. Whatever plan I thought was going to happen with Kusqt getting those kills doesn't happen now. And despite them doing a decent job of kind of just delaying here, doesupz in the background, just weightlessing around, he's bought them time. And he's still alive.
But he could go down here. One more shot's gonna do it for the surprise. Evomojo comes around the corner. doesupz able to trade out a kill. Here's Dragon Punch as well. He pulls so much attention to the back line that the payload has been able to inch closer and closer. There's a Dragon Punch as well.
Oh my God,
dude. Clutch setup for Astral Authority. And the boys are able to drive it home.
Evulli is ruthless with this Fire Spit and with this Drogos. Just damage after damage. He doesn't stop. He turns, fires, Fire Spits, fires again, thrust, turns, shot. Everything is just flowing. It's like poetry in motion as we watch him and Astral Authority take a 2-0 lead here in the first game of set number 3.
Later game, offensive items starting to come through for Astral. They have all the cauterizers. Evulli, the only one with the record, but he's probably going to be the only one that needs it. You do have the Torvald on your team who kind of serves to be that record with the recharge. He can chew his way through even the fortified barricade fairly quickly. So they only need the one record too, but the cauterized 2s online for everyone except Kusqt. Master Riding's starting to come through as well.
Master Riding's a very good item on this map. It's very long. It's sometimes very difficult to get back to the point fight, but if you can get your tank back there, especially with 2 of them, if you can just get one of them back, it means so much to your fight. Master Riding becomes more important in the late game, though, especially as those pushes become closer and closer to either being a defense or a 2-0, as you saw happen here. Hyper Beam ready. WarDoom doesn't want to use it yet. Actually doesn't even need it because the damage from both the air and the ground has been so successful. Evulli with another long-range rocket just doesn't see him coming. Pops him in the back of the head. Astral Traveler going to save Tooney for a moment, but with Ghost Walk down, I don't know.
They've got this weird clumping from Panda Global. They can't beat Astral Authority to the point. The pressure is too good. There's too much mobility. They're too spread out. The pressure is coming from all different angles. There's just no response from Panda Global right now. And they just park a tank on the point the whole time and still win the team fights. And they're coming away with the payload after just one team fight victory. And like you mentioned, look at all this long-range pressure. They've got the Fire Spits, they've got the Buck jumping in and out, they've got the Ruckus. There's so much damage from these Fire Spits salvos. Kind of a high-style play. The Evomojo hits 3 on the backline. Evulli still trying to find this kill on the Barrack. It's going to be good. He's not going to find it, but the rest of his team is there to clean it up. Full wipe Panda Global absolutely decimated.
And that's the problem, right? You look at keeping up with sustain, sure, but now you look at your effective range. That's why I don't like the Grok here, to be honest. Like, despite the Maelstrom coming out, that's not enough effective damage. That's not a fire spit. You're not competing with Drogo's direct rockets that are just taking down Cassies randomly and finishing up fights with Wreckers. You're talking about very good fight sustain and control when you have a team that can be built around it. And right now, they just haven't shown that they've drafted a lineup that can beat Astral Authority. Cacanuck, though, doing the best that he can to keep his team in it. Forces a big ultimate, though, out of the Ancient Rage, and he probably won't have that if it comes down to another defense.
Tempest comes out as well. Hexifier completely off the mark for bodies, gets absolutely nothing for it. There was no Torvald protection to keep him alive, and damage in through that. doesupz gets bursted down off the back of the hook. Panda Global holding a little bit more aggressive. You can see they've got the barrack turned down. Z109 gonna miss that shot after the disengage. Evulli's here to keep the pressure up. Panda Global may have gotten too aggressive here. There's gonna be a lot of shielding to bail Z109 in terms of his mobility being there as well.
Good protections, good damage from range. It's just a battle of attrition. Who will fall first? Two healers, though, and that means WarDoom will fall now. And this is looking much better for Panda Global after this. But look, a four-man chicken. Oh, Buck with the ultimate as well. They're not going to find much, but they will find Cacanuck, and that is what they needed. That was the one that got the setup. A jump leap will help to make iDropBodies have enough damage to finish off Fetus, but Tooney will pick up 2 in these close quarters. Evulli will be forced out and away. And actually great plays by him, just kind of kiting them back and forth here and building up some, oh my god, almost taking down Ying.
Smidgen does get the kill regardless. However, an Astral Authority can't afford to play this one slow. The Dredge Anchor is just providing the constant man advantage as it's being hit. The overtime is going to come through here. Panda Global are on the back foot. Kusqt gets into the back line. Will he be able to stay alive? doesupz the first to fall in this engagement, so already 2 kills for Panda Global.
The WarDoom is here. Kusqt falls,
Big
though.
silence.
The damage isn't around, and it looks like they're going to give it up. Ruckus didn't even want to get close to kind of what was going on there. He decides to back it off, but they're in such a good position now because they've got the 2-0 start. They've got the next capture point. They've got 600 credits more than Panda Global here, and they've also got the chance to win the game.
Cauterized 3's online for Panda Global, so they are able to get some resemblance of hope there. And Wrecker's not really hitting the mark just yet. Z109 has the credits to dump into them. Resiliences are coming through, so the Evil Mojo's not going to be effective. The Hyper Beam's not going to be as effective. So the pieces are starting to, be in place here for Panda Global to start to stabilize. Will they be able to pull it off? We'll have to see. The ultimate advantage is going to be pretty much even here, and 3 ultimates apiece, as well as a couple being pretty close to being charged there. Tooney sitting at 77% on his Tempest.
It does mean a lot being able to defend against a team of this quality, and they might have just gotten a little bit confidence that they need to make things happen.
What?
It could happen here.
They're taking that, the positioning that's going to favor the Hyper Beam. If it does come out, Barrack's being pressured out here. Probably going to lose that 1v1. Evulli trying to find the Dragon Punch. We'll get it. 2 kills already for Astral Authority.
doesupz gets 1, Bodies gets another. Hyper Beam still not used for WarDoom. doesupz just in the back, has the explosive flask, gonna make it horrible for Z109 to get away, and in fact, she won't. Cassie, the Hunter's daughter, will fall to
Here
Buck.
comes the zone. That's it.
And look at this zone, man. This should be the game. There's just no way they can get back in time, and that's the benefit Hexifier used to just secure it, as if there was any doubt.
Hyper Beam, yeah, there's speed. I don't think he used that ultimate once that game.
No. Body's very, very just kind of like hesitant, waiting. And you know what? It was fine because with Aerial Assault, I think the movement, the mobility, you had to stay safe. It was hard to kind of pick them apart because they had a lot of retreating options, a lot of protections, but it was very easy for them to kind of use their range as an advantage. The peek, the poke, the peek back until they just could take over the objective and zone out for the rest of the fight. They only need to win that once.
77k, yeah, they won every single payload after just one team fight win. 77k damage for Evulli, 2200 credits. Top everything in the game. He was hitting some massive damage combos with the Fire Spit Salvo, and there was so much clumping coming out that was able to be punished by Astral Authority, whether it was, I think minimum 3-person Evil Mojos every single time out of doesupz. Kusqt was there once they kind of got splintered by those ultimates to clean them up. 41k damage for him, and well drafted and well played by Astral Authority.
Yeah, I mean, Bodies, Evulli, Kusqt, and doesupz both, all 4 very, very hard to track down with the type of mobility those champions have. Stone Keep coming up next. This could be Panda Global's kind of saving grace. They played on this map in 2 sets in a row. Fish Market, I think that was the first one they had seen today. First time they'd seen that map. So hoping that maybe the familiarity will help carry them through a good draft and a good game to keep their hopes alive here at making the LAN.
I believe this was actually the map that I think Panda Global won on. So good place to make their final stand here. We'll see if they can get it done in the draft phase. I think a little bit fell behind in the previous game. Fish Market's kind of tricky. It's an old school map, right?
Yes.
So it's very open, very long, very large. A lot of lines of sight there, but taking the Torvald, it's going to be a strong start.
Yeah, I think that's good. I think it's fine. Take the Torvald, get him out of the hands of WarDoom, out of Astral Authority. I think you just need to pick a composition here that can work with the range that Stonekeep has. And also, if you go super tank heavy, I think the tanks you kind of want here are maybe more of the Ruckus kind of Ying combo with this Torvald, who can affect range, right? Who could stay alive still, who have that kind of flux generator potential, or the aerial assault, but they don't get the chance to. That's actually going to go on the side of Astral Authority.
So they don't take the... I'd like to see probably Barrack Drogos here from Panda Global, just to be able to clump safely and be punished with
I don't think I like that.
Rock.
I don't like that pick.
Still prioritizing that. Rock Drogos, I'm not mad. Actually, you know what? That is better. And because Astral Authority already have 2 frontliners, hopefully they won't go to 3. I mean, I wouldn't put anything past them at this point. But they know they're kind of safe on that front. Probably not going to go the 3 frontliner route. So they are safe to take the Barrack at a later phase in the draft.
But if you're saying I'm going to take Barrack, then you already say I got Barrack Ying right now, right? I mean, unless you go for a weird pip, which we've seen them do, but it just seems maybe they're not even going for a dual frontline, which in that case, I'm a little worried here. I'm a little worried about this.
I mean, the Grok can pseudo frontline with a lot of protection, with a lot of healing from Ying. It's going to be tough.
It's going to be hard, yeah. It's going to be really hard.
One Torvald to hold up against Makoa.
Oh, and a Canessa?
Ruckus,
dude.
With no flank pressure. Will they leave themselves?
Rest in peace. I feel like it's going to be a hard one, man. I'm happy to eat my words. I want to see this comp work, but I just feel like, how are they going to get to Canessa? Drogos has so much on his...
He takes Worm Jets and just...
He's got everything on his plate. It is all up to Drogos in this game.
He's got to kill the frontliners, and then he's got to kill Canessa. Well, we'll see. They've got Victor damage to chew through it. It's all up to Panda Global here. This is their one chance to find their first win of the Masters qualifier. Smidgen taking life like Ying to keep everyone. They're going to need all the sustain they can get. Gunnery for Z1Unknown's Victor. Maelstrom for Tooney's Grok. Worm Jets for Cacanuck's Drogos. And Good call. Study for tinyFetus.
Good call. He is going for the mobility, man. So we'll see if it works. I hope it does. Flux Generator coming out for Evulli. Extra damage reduction on the point. I like that decision. Ripen Gore for Kusqt. A little bit more of a slow half shell for WarDoom. Very good on this map because of the aerial, and you want to still be able to fight and not really be victim to those Drogos rockets. An Eagle Eye headshot damage for doesupz. That is going to hurt if he finds it.
Gotta stay safe though. First
Exalted.
things first. Exalted, looking fresh, looking fly. Like an Androxus guy. Moving out. Wisely, I think, backs up there. Running Darkstalker, so can just use those charges freely. First blood goes to Evulli.
Oh man, and now it's just look at this. Who's taking down the Canessa in this fight? I mean, I just see doesupz free firing in the backside. Now he's gonna rotate because he smells something happening here. It's a bit of a collapse already. 27% on the point for Astral Authority. They do have to deal with this sniper if they're gonna have a way to win this game. doesupz actually doing them a favor, giving them a chance here because he is closer than typical. You would see Canessa try to get on this map, but they feel confident in their play. iDropBodies stayed alive in this whole time as well. 84%, still no contest from Panda Global.
He's allowed to position aggressively because there's no one really to pressure him out. Bodies is actually holding it down 1v3 up on the high ground for a long time. You know, doesupz on one pop shot on as you want to know, and that was actually enough once he got hooked off the high ground to drive that kill home. Makoa very good at cleaning up Canessa's targets. No. There's another one on the retreat. doesupz pins Z1Unknown to the wall.
And it's looking very, very dismal for the hopes of Panda Global right now. They just don't really have the tools in their draft to deal with sniping Canessa and also pay attention to an Androxus who's putting consistent pressure. I mean, if iDropBodies was sitting back, it would be a different story, right? But they've got to fight him. He is going after these fights. Now that they've won the fight, there's an opportunity here for them to back off because essentially Canessa staying so far behind. If she's retreating, you're almost fighting 3v5 here because the Androxus is dead and she's just running away. There's no damage, there's no point pressure, there's nothing coming out from her.
So you want to know, finding 2 kills there, able to some saving grace, some stabilization. Needs another big shot from doesupz. He just can't win those long-range fights. He's being poked out every time. He's kind of been the key. Fairly quiet is the Drogos from Panda Global. There's a cursed arm. Could come through. Finds 1, finds 2 on the Cacanuck. Cacanuck does trade out with his life, though. 1 minute and 11 seconds for this last 10% of the payload push.
And they've just got so much zone. I mean, you thought, you know, they've been great at zoning. They've always been great at zoning. 2-0 for Astral Authority. I can't imagine this going any different the next round. And this is part of the issue with your draft, right? And now if Panda Global were to have a chance, Nick, let's like kind of go into the theory here. If they were going to make it work, get this Canessa down, or get someone down that you think could help them win this point, how do they do it?
Yeah, so for me, Cacanuck picking up the, he's kind of got to be the one to do it, right? He picks up the worm jumps for the mobility, but he still is the one to go into Wrecker, which is fine. That's not a big deal. That's not what I'm most upset about, but I want to see him just use that mobility, flank this Canessa, go around the backside. We saw actually playing the angles very well was the Evie from Europe. You can hop right over the bushes here on the left flank and get into the enemy backline fairly quickly. Somebody's got to find an answer. doesupz is on a 10 streak right now, completely unanswered. Every game where Canessa goes unpressured, she loses. Z1 is doing great. He's doing plenty of damage against these tanks. He can do that himself. You need to shut down this Canessa. You're the only one, Cacanuck, with the mobility to get to the headhunter. And
Canessa also inherently stronger with comms, right? You talk about Canessa in just a normal game. It's a guessing game whether you see that. That's another way to counter it. Z1 with a great barrage from Victor, but that's 1 kill. And Astral Authority already have this point fight. He is going to be back in it again, and they will not have that ultimate ready unless they get a huge kill on someone with some streaks. Z1 still 14%. Very, very far away, and Astral Authority, despite losing Canessa, did not even lose a percentage point being captured on that objective.
The sole frontliner in Torvald as well is just can't
That's the
bully
other
his
thing.
way onto the point against all this Wrecker pressure against these double frontliners. There's a headhunter. Tooney eats a big one. Dread Serpent just for good measure. Big headhunter shots coming through. Transporters away to safety, and off to the races once again. Astral Authority looking for their 4th win and a guaranteed spot at the Paladins Masters land.
They're looking for a 4-0 as well. These guys have been putting in work. Kusqt saying he's excited to play today, but ready for a break. They've just been training so hard. They've been putting in so much effort to try to get back into the land. You saw on Twitter some of the European guys excited, tweeting pictures of American breakfast, saying, can't wait to be back in Atlanta. And you know, North America, these guys who have a chance to actually confirm it today are saying, we want to be there too. Everything is on the line for them. As much as we talk about Panda Global having their moment maybe stolen from them here, it's as much Astral Authority's moment to claim as anybody, and that means Evulli is going to get 2. doesupz will find 1 with 1 minute and 38 seconds on the clock. Astral Authority are 10% away from moving forward with a 4-0 in the Masters qualifiers.
It's the BM. That's pretty much it. Panda Global kind of realize it. Torvald's coming them out to give them the finger, but that's pretty much it. That's all she wrote. That's a very Astral Authority win right there.
It's an Astral Authority win sponsored by the draft of Panda Global, fortunately.
Yeah, they're so versatile in their draft. They're getting everything they want. There's almost starting to look like that veteran match point where they just can't be stopped. No matter what you take away from them, they're just going to find something that works so well for them. And at the end of the day, on paper, you are loving your draft.
And I really do. I love the way that, you know, sometimes you can look at it as a bait and switch, but I think the issue was, again, going into the Grok here, trying to just say, we're going to prioritize that, and then not matching the double front line. Something I brought up to you, it's like you got to look at the point and say, assuming everyone goes to the point, Maldamba, Ruckus, and a Makoa versus a Torvald, and a Ying, and a Grok, I really give that to Ruckus, Maldamba, and Makoa every single time, just because of the amount of damage that they have, the amount of disruption that they have. And to me, it just was unfortunate to see that kind of you know, just fall so well into the hands of Astral Authority. But again, congratulations to them, right? I mean, being able to get over here again in Atlanta, I don't see that 1 or 2 spot being taken away from them at all.
100%. They're ready to go. Kusqt called it. Sunday we gonna lock it in. So one more match for today. Eager versus Team AGG. Eager have found their 2nd win. AGG looking to tie things up. They need to find this win against Eager, or they will fall in the rankings here. Eager will take that 2nd spot.
Yes, and this is going to be really important, right? Because there's still 1 week to go. If Eager take this win, they're going to almost, you know, secure being able to be ahead of AGG because they'll have the head-to-head now. And even if they tie, it'll be trouble. But AGG, if they win this one, oof, they both lost to Astral Authority. I mean, it evens the playing field. It makes things real interesting heading into week 3. So you do not want to miss this final set coming up at the end of the day. The Matchless Qualifiers week 2 is almost over. But like we said, AGG Eager coming up right after this break. We'll see you then.